Halu. Eshadal Lahele Walea Wotenu. Abiyama Rabis Kaba Biyako. Atakwados Weshemeka Kados Barushemeka Olam Mahe. Weshamar B'nai Israel El Shabbat Lasot El Shabbat Ledor Tamri Olam. Beni B'nai Israel Oti Lolam. Kishe Shekmi Masad Eshadal Weshamayim. We'eta'aretz Ubayom Mashvi Shabbat We'nafas. Baruch Shemeka, Baruch Yemeneka, Baruch Torateka, Baruch Kudushateka, El Shaddai Melech, El Shaddai Malach, El Shaddai Imlok L'Olam Vahed, Baruch Shem Kabor Malchuto L'Olam Vahed, Baruch Kabor Lohim Min Komon Melech Elyon, Haruhu L'Olam Vahed. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and praise to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the great, mighty, and revered God, the Most High God, who bestows loving kindness, possesses all things, who remembers the pious deeds of the patriarchs, the Most High, slow of anger, great in kindness, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, but who by no means clear the guilty. Visit iniquities of fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation. The Most High's work is perfect for all his ways of justice, a God of faithfulness and without iniquity, just and right and see. Giving due respect and honor to a head in Israel, my father, Chief Eleazar. To the chief men, princes, brothers and sisters, I say unto you the tongue of my forefathers, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Another holy day, another Shabbat day, another day that ought to be reverent and respected and honored. And the two chapters I'm going to go into is Numbers 5 and Exodus 20. But the thing I want to go into, I want to say something, right? We can't return evil for evil.
No.
We can't return evil for evil. Why I say that as an example? I'm giving an example. If you don't like something, or if you recognize or you're voicing something that's in your mind is wrong, you look at it as wrong. According to the book, it states that it's not good that when you salute someone, for them not to salute you back. Right? So, if a person don't salute you, that don't mean you don't have to salute them. If a person is returning you evil, that don't mean you have to give them back evil. Give them back the same thing they returning back. Why you think God stopped King David? I said, why you think the Most High God stopped King David? Perfect example. Nabal, he sent 200 men with Nabal to go speak. He sent 200 men of his men to go to Nabal to get something to eat. He said, because, I did you good. Yeah. So in return, Nabal was supposed to give him some food. Man, you did all this good for me. Kindness. I show kindness back. I return the good back by giving you food. Nabal railed on the men. He said, who started talking junk? Who is this David? Sent them away. King David was going to kill everybody. Nabal was going to die, the woman, everybody was going to die. But because King David, God has regarded King David, because God has approved of David, because God has regarded David, he refrained David from venging himself. So do you think it's good to take vengeance against your own people that we serve the same God at? We serve the same God. So if you treating me one way, it doesn't mean I have to treat you the same way. I'm going to continue being that good man, saying, Shalom, Chief Mikael. Hey, Shalom, it's good. You don't really want to return it back? Hey, that's your problem. It's on you. This is what I'm talking about, changing your ways before God. It's very easy to slip into darkness. Why? Because we are dark. We are dark people. And the only thing that's going to bring light is the laws, the commandments, the statutes, the ways of God. We are a dark people. I said we dark. And we fall into our own ways like this. I said like this. You don't have to return the evil. You don't got to give it back. You continue being good. Continue being good. You keep doing that. You know why? Because the law always speaks about how you treat the people. It's not about they. It's about how you react. What do you do? How do you move? So you continue to move in the orderly fashion that God has prescribed for man and woman to live. Stop putting yourself in their brackets. You not them. I said you not them. I am not them.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Big difference. That's a fact. We are not them.
Do we know what it means to follow the path?
Yeah.
Do we know what it means to follow, period?
Yeah.
Listen to this definition of following after. In Deuteronomy 4 verse 3 it says, you shall not follow after what? The gods of the people, which are round about you. Right? Let me show you how deep it is to follow after the gods of the people. How easy it is. You don't got to be in the church. I don't got to be in the mosque. To follow means what? To engage in a way of life. Okay? A way of life consists of it's numerous things to follow a way of life.
You're hitting it on the head.
A way of life consists of habits, customs, and beliefs. So now you got to make sure that your habits are not their habits. You got to make sure that your customs is not their customs. You got to make sure that your beliefs is not their beliefs. You got to make sure that your traditions is not their traditions. So guess what? Like I told you before, we didn't do nothing the same.
That's right.
God made us a unique people. And he gave us laws, commandments, and statutes to separate us from the people that we live around.
That's right.
This is why we got to be careful. If the heathens are celebrating it, why are you celebrating it, Israel? If the heathens acknowledge it, why do you acknowledge it, Israel? Be careful, man. Be careful. Yo, let's go into Numbers 5. Let's go into Numbers 5.
Roll on.
My sister told me a jewel.
Yeah.
I said my sister told me a jewel. Her name is Atara Eliezer.
AKA.
And it's unique that she said this. You know why? And I'm glad she said it because it's coming from a woman. You know what she said? You know what she said?
What she said?
She said jealousy. Woo! She said the word jealousy. So my sister looked at me. She said, Shaman, she said, why a woman get jealous? She said, you know, jealousy doesn't denote love. I said, golly. I said, golly. I said, my baby done hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
That's my twin right there. I said, she done hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
I said, damn. I said, wow. So when I sat and I'm really thinking and I went into the word, you know what jealousy denotes? Jealousy denotes possessiveness.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we're going to go into Numbers 5 when you speak about the jealousy law. You know who get jealous? God get jealous. You know who get jealous? Man get jealous. What is woman doing getting jealous?
Talk about it, drama.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Woman ain't supposed to be getting jealous.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm getting
I said jealousy denotes possessiveness. You know what else jealousy denotes? a sense of threat.
Yeah, talk about
Like
it.
you feel threatened by a person. Huh?
Yeah.
When she said that, I said, man.
Yeah.
I said, my sister hit it on the head. God must have told that to her, man. She must have thought, man, listen. Man, listen. Leave the jealousy to the men.
That's right.
We get jealous,
Yeah.
not the woman.
That's right.
Leave that alone. And this is why I say, to follow a way of life.
Uh-oh. Switch up.
This is the way of life.
This is the life.
This is the way of life.
That's right.
So women and men,
Yeah.
if you want to follow this way of life, then you got to read about Sarah's habits and you put those habits into effect.
Uh-oh.
Woman, read about Sarah's customs
Uh-oh.
and you put those customs into effect.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Woman, read about Sarah's beliefs and you put those beliefs into effect.
Yeah.
Read about how this woman thought, how she think, how she moved, and how she reacted, and start putting those things into effect. That's what's gonna bring God's attention towards you, man. And I'm hitting both sides. I said I gotta hit both sides. I can't leave the men out, man.
Talk about it.
To follow a way of life consists of habits. So you read about Father Abraham's habits and you start putting that into effect. You read about Father Abraham's customs and you put that into effect. You read about Father Abraham's beliefs, you put that into effect. Read how and study and realize and acknowledge how our forefathers think. Put that to an effect and adapt.
Teach me. Facts.
And adapt. That's how far I'm taking it. That's how far I'm taking it. And that's how you're going to change your DNA.
Facts.
That's how you're going to change your DNA. That's how you're going to put love. See, like I said, we are dark people. I said we are dark people. But God gave us laws, commandments, and statutes to spark a light. To spark a light inside of this dark place. Inside of this dark soul. That's what it is.
Talk about it.
Let's read Numbers chapter 5.
Numbers chapter 5.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper,
Every leper,
everyone that hath an issue,
everyone that had an issue,
and whosoever is defiled by the dead.
and whosoever is defiled by the dead. Okay, now. The Lord spoke unto Moses and said, command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper. What is a leper? A leper, leprosy, a contagious disease that affects the skin, mucous membrane, and nerves, causing discoloration and lumps on the skin, in severe cases, disfigurement and deformities. So there's levels in leprosy. There's different stages in leprosy.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay? Everyone that had an issue, what's the Hebrew word for issue? What's the Hebrew word for issue? It says zab. Command, boom, 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 boom. Zirah, zab. Now, a zab is a sexually transmitted disease. Anything that causes your genital to leak.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Okay? Pus. Right. Whosoever is defiled by the dead or defiled by the dead. Now, people say you get defiled by the dead by walking on the grave. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I can walk on the grave and don't get defiled by the dead.
That's right.
The only way you get defiled by the dead, you got to touch the dead body.
Touch that.
You got to touch the bone.
Touch that.
Another way you get defiled by the dead, if a person die in the house and you walk in the house, then you become defiled by the dead.
Hey, teach Lord.
Okay? So now, when you are defiled by the dead, anything that a person touches that is defiled by the dead becomes unclean. Becomes unclean. Automatically. Time sheet.
Verse 4. Verse 3. Sukkah.
Verse 3.
Both male and female shall ye put out. Without the camp shall ye put them out. That they defile not their camps in the midst whereof I dwell.
He said you can't. He said you got to put them out. Right? So that you don't defile just your presence alone. Defile the camp. But the only reason why we don't have to put you out when you come here to observe Shabbat is because it's defiled already.
That's right.
It's defiled already.
That's right.
Or else nobody will be able to come to
Nobody will
teachers
be
no
able to,
more.
right.
That's right.
You won't be able to congregate.
Right.
That's right.
It's defiled already. And there's no way to get rid of that uncleanness because you need a high priest.
That's
You
right.
have to go through certain things that only the high priest can cleanse.
Ain't no Kohens in Brooklyn.
There
man.
is no Kohens that
Ain't
can
no
get rid of that.
Kohens in Brooklyn.
There is no Kohens, period.
Period. Talk about it.
Because in order to have a Kohen, in order to have a high priest or a priest,
No,
you should be ashamed of yourself,
That's right.
calling
Talk about
yourself Hagadol,
Talk about it.
Kohen, Hagadol,
Talk about it. Talk about it.
high
Bro.
priest.
Talk about it, bro. Talk
Because
about
in
it.
order to be a high priest, you got to be what? You have to go through the sanctification, consecration. You got to go through the
Talk
consecration.
about it, bro.
You can't be what's the word? No, not self-proclaimed. Nobody can put that title on you, brother. I picked. No,
You can't be voted.
No.
you can't be voted in or called. You
Make
can't be
yourself.
called that. Time sheet.
Verse 4. And the children of Israel did so, and put them out without the camp.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, so did the children of Israel.
Uh-huh.
Verse 5.
Verse 5.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, when a man or a woman shall commit any sin
When a man or a woman shall commit any sin
that men commit,
to
to do a trespass against the Lord,
do a trespass against the Lord. What do you mean by trespass? The word for trespass is ma'al. It means to be unfaithful. You can be unfaithful to God and to man.
That's right.
You can also be unfaithful to your wife.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Now to trespass, to commit an offense against God, a treacherous act. Now, what is a treacherous act? Unreliable. I have known men that was married and they disappeared
Okay.
off the face of the map.
Okay.
That's unfaithful.
Yes. Yes.
You are unfaithful
Yes.
because you have a wife and you had children at home and you done disappeared. Nowhere to be found. But yet you want to come back on the scene like everything peachy.
AKA deadbeat.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You got a wife at home. Take care of your house. Take care of the kids. You're unfaithful. And these are men that do not need to be getting married.
Talk about it, brother.
You should not be getting married. You should not be looking for a wife because you don't know how to treat the woman.
Talk about it, brother.
Providing insecure feeling, able to be relied on or support. Who do you want the woman to rely on? Her mother? Or maybe you want her to continue relying on her father? No, fool. She's supposed to be relying on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're her husband.
Fact.
You took her out of her parents' house.
Fact.
So she's supposed to be relying on you.
Fact.
And when this woman is relying on you, then you must be able to foot everything.
That's right. That's a fact.
Sister said, well, it's not too many men. It's not too many men that can support you. Then they shouldn't be looking for wives then.
That's right. That's right. Talk about
If the woman got to go to work, you don't think the woman want to be a housewife? Don't get it misconstrued. They don't want that. They don't want that responsibility.
It's heavy.
They got to go to work, help pay the bills, and come home, cook, take care of the kids. You're going to kill the woman.
Yeah.
You're going to kill her.
She finna
Wear
go.
her out.
Y'all going to dead.
Yeah, she finna go. You heard?
Because you're putting too much on her, man. You putting too much on her. It ain't nobody, there are no men that is telling these men this. I don't see a man telling these men these things. They tell the woman, you stay in your place and respect her, blah, blah, blah. And the man can go do whatever he want to do, and he go off with a clean slate, but all the pressure is on the sister.
Yeah, talk about it, bro.
You need to go sit. Listen, man.
It's not right.
It's not right. It's not right, man.
Talk about it, bro.
Let's read.
Verse 5.
Verse
And the
5.
Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
When a man or woman shall commit any sin that men
When
commit,
a man or woman shall commit any sin that men commit,
to do a trespass
against the Lord,
and that person be guilty,
and that person is guilty,
then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall.
Okay. And the person is guilty.
Guilty.
Which means if the person is guilty, you're supposed to have some type of feelings of guilt. Which means when you have those stirred up feelings of guilt, you are sorrowful for what you did. I'm sorry for what I did. And that's what we are. We're wrong and strong. We are people that cannot detect our faults.
Right.
We are people that we can't see where we fall at.
Right.
We can't see it. So therefore, because we can't detect our faults, we continue in these despicable ways that God hates.
That's right.
We continue in these despicable ways that God hates.
That's right.
And when somebody tells you, the sister said, you get angry.
That's right.
I say, you get angry. You're tight. Because you don't want to hear it.
That's right.
You always right.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right.
Verse 7, then they shall confess their sin which they have done.
Look, there got to be some type of feeling of guilt when a person decides to confess their sin. Why do you confess then?
Exactly.
Why? Why do we continue to confess our iniquities if we can't acknowledge our fault? Why do we go to people and say, I'm sorry, I apologize, but yet repeat the same thing over?
That's right. I've always said.
Repeat the same thing over that you done did. You're not sorry.
That's a fact.
Time sheet.
And he shall recompense his trespass.
He shall recompense his trespass. You know what? You know what recompense his trespass means? The Hebrew word for recompense is shub. Sheen, shabut's bait. It means to return. To get back. Takes me back to Cain. Remember, he shall return his trespass. Anytime you violate a law, commandment, or statute of God, and you confess, acknowledge your fault, you confess your fault to God. Now I have to do something to replace the evil that I've done. I said I have to do something. I have to put myself in a bind to replace the evil that I've done before God. That's why my father said, he said, man, I violated. He said, I messed up. He said, now, you know what? He said, because I messed up, he said, you know what? He said, I'm going to fast 3 days.
I replace that.
I said, my father said, I got to fast. I'm going to fast 3 days before you, oh Lord, out the week, to replace that evil that I've done in your sight, oh Lord. The Most High told Cain, he said, if you improve, I will exalt you. The word for improve is tetiv. If you do good, if you improve, what does improve mean? Correct and do right.
That's right.
Correct your fault and push up towards God. Nobody is moving towards God that way. Nobody.
Facts.
Tom Sheep. He said he commit a trespass. The word for trespass is asham, means compensation. See what I told you? Compensation for the offense that you did.
That's right.
We must compensate. We owe God. Thank you. I said we owe.
We owe, man. The wages of sin.
The wages of sin is death.
Facts.
I said the wages of sin is death. We owe God. A trespass is to compensate for the offense that we have done.
Yeah.
Do we know what compensate means?
Yeah.
To compensate means to pay back.
To pay back. That's right. Talk about it, John.
To pay back. So every time we violate a law, we gotta bind ourselves by a law to replace the evil that we did. That's when vows come into play.
That's right.
Sacrifices.
Sacrifices come into play.
Talk about it, John.
Let's read.
Talk about it.
And he shall recompense his trespass with the principle thereof. And
he shall recompense his trespass with the principle thereof.
And add unto it the fifth part thereof, and give it unto him against whom he had trespassed. Verse 8. But if the man have no kinsman, to recompense the trespass,
unto,
let the trespass be recompensed unto the Lord.
Let the trespass be recompensed unto God.
Even to the priest.
Even to the priest.
Beside the ram of the atonement, whereby an atonement shall be made for him. And every offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring unto the priest, shall be his. And every man's hallowed things shall be his. Whatsoever any man giveth the priest, it shall be his. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel. And say unto them. If any man's wife go aside. And commit a trespass
against him. What does go aside means? The word for go aside is shin tet he. It means to turn aside. It means to be unfaithful. It means to be disloyal. It means to go against your vows, your allegiance. To turn aside means to go in another direction.
Talk about it, man.
I didn't teach you this. I didn't show you this. When you read Judges 19, it says that the woman played the whore. It went off from her husband, right? The woman did not have sex. You don't have to have sex to play the whore.
She wasn't even.
You know why? Because the word for whore is zana. Zana means to play the whore. It also means to go astray or to go off the route, or for. Listen, man. Listen, man.
She wasn't even.
So if I have a wife, or if you have a wife, and my wife just up and leave, she played the whore. She ain't gotta have. Well, how you have sex? You ain't gotta have sex to play the whore. Judges 19, the woman in Judges 19 didn't have sex. She went to her father's house.
She didn't even go to another man.
And she played the whore. Well, she went to her father's house. Yeah, but when your father give you to me, you belong to me.
That's right. That's right.
You're my possession.
That's right.
You belong to me. And we gotta move accordingly.
That's right. Yeah. Talk about it, brother.
Us as men gotta move accordingly. You want to talk about possess, but whatever you possess, you take care of.
That's a fact. Talk about it.
I said, whatever you possess, you take care of. You nurture it. You feed it. You house it. You teach it. You guide it.
Talk about it, bro.
And then sometimes I may have to connect with her emotionally.
Talk about
I can't continue to move around with this hard, stern. Nah, sometimes you gotta thrust that hard stuff aside.
That's a fact.
It's a time for that.
Facts.
It's a time for that.
Talk about it, brother.
The only time I'm stern is when it's dealing with God's law.
Talk about it. Say it again, brother.
Only time I'm stern is when it's dealing with God's law.
Yeah.
But if my woman is crying, ain't nothing wrong with me going to my woman and say, baby, why you crying?
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Am I better to thee than 10 sons?
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Why you crying, baby?
Right.
It's going to happen in this time.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Don't worry about it. You're going to get pregnant.
That's a fact.
Am I better to thee than 10 sons?
Talk about it, man.
That was gay. My boy Elkanah went to his wife and started spitting game. He said, listen, baby, I'm better to you than 20 sons. You got me. Stop worried about it. But the woman's desire was always to have a child for her husband.
That's right.
That was their desire 100%. That's in them. God put that in them, and God built them that way. Just like God built the man one way.
Talk about it, man.
Let's read it.
Yeah.
All right, hold up. To go aside. It also means to turn aside, to go in another direction. Unfaithful. What does unfaithful mean? Not adhering to vows. Not adhering to allegiance. Not adhering to your duty. I got a duty in the marriage.
That's right.
And my wife got a duty
That's
in
right.
the marriage.
That's right.
So when I come home, I want something to eat.
Yeah.
After working such long hours, I want to eat.
Absolutely, brother.
Okay. I want something to eat. I'm hungry. See, the men need to be taught how to be husbands.
Say it again, brother.
And the women need to be taught how to be wives.
Say it again.
Yeah. I said the men need to be taught how to be husbands.
Say it again,
And the women need to be taught how to be wives.
Say it again, brother.
That's why we have so much divorce.
Friction.
So much friction.
Separation.
And we got places that we need to stay in.
That's a fact. That's a
Everybody got it.
Everybody got a place just like God got a
That's
place.
a fact.
God got a place. And God been in this place.
Been in this place.
God went back to his place because we haven't acknowledged our offense
That's
before
right.
God.
That's right.
So therefore, listen, I'm staying over here.
Right there.
You know what God said? He said, where you came from? He said, where you came from, Lord? He said, I come from Sinai.
Fact.
Shine forth from what?
Yeah.
He said, I come from Sinai. Shine forth from Mount Paran. God got a place. He's sitting there right now.
Talk about it.
His place is in the east.
Talk about it, brother.
Let's read.
Yeah.
If any
No, hold
man's
on.
wife go aside,
Disloyal,
Fact.
untrue to personal obligations. That's deep. You know what personal obligations is? Your duties. You don't stick to it. You're in and out. 1 minute you're good, got a nice track record. Next thing you're back out. Then you're in and out.
Say it again, brother.
In and out. You're in and out with your husband. Huh? What are vows? A solemn promise or a statement. Allegiance, your loyalty and commitment. Time sheet, read.
if any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him,
Uh-huh.
verse 13,
Time
a
sheet.
man lie with her carnally,
Uh-oh.
and he hid.
And a man lie with her carnally and it be hid. So you mean to tell me you can't get your lick back?
Nah, no such
Ain't
thing.
no such thing as getting your lick back.
Oh, you ain't get your lick back.
Get your lick back.
Uh-oh.
Hey, listen,
Revenge tour.
lick back. Ain't no such thing when you're dealing with God.
That's right. Talk about
Ain't no
it.
such thing when you're dealing with these laws
man.
and
Right.
commandments and
You gotta
statutes.
react different.
You gotta react different. That's why we gotta change from within.
That's right.
We gotta change our whole mentality. We gotta change the way we think. We gotta change who we is.
That's right.
Because who we is today is not good.
That's
That's right.
It's not acceptable by God.
That's
You're
right.
talking a good one, you're dressing the same, but deep down inside the
You're not.
scrotum, you still got that nigga in you.
That's
You
right.
still got
Still
that
think the same.
hedonistic mentality in you.
Yeah.
That's why, how I know you got that hedonistic mentality. But all I gotta do is hear you talk.
That's right.
Once I hear you talk,
That's right.
and I hear what you complain about, I gotta turn around and look at you. Whoa,
Know where you at.
these are foreign words. Are you a heathen? Are you an American? Or maybe you're Trinidadian. Because you're talking like one. You ain't talking like Mother Sarah. You ain't moving like Rebecca. You ain't moving like the godly woman that I read here in the book. So we gotta catch ourselves.
Yeah.
Men, we gotta catch ourselves. We gotta catch ourselves. That's why it's very important that we read this book.
That's right.
Because the constant reading the book over and over, it tends to stick. And those ways tend to stick. Their customs will tend to stick. You start moving just like Abraham.
Speak on it.
Because I'm reading about their ways every day.
Speak on it.
God said, read it.
Program.
You're programming yourself. That's the word.
Uh-oh.
This is a program.
Yeah.
I said, we are programming ourselves.
Yeah.
Repetition, the brother said. You're right.
Same thing over and over.
It's the same thing over and over.
Look for nothing new.
To where it begins to be natural.
That's right.
Comes up.
It becomes a part of you.
From the party. That's right.
Like, man, Abraham would have thought like that.
That's right.
Moses would have thought like that.
That's right.
King David would have moved that way. Why? Because you're reading about these men's lifestyle and how they moved and the things that they did and they didn't do
That's right.
with the intentions of applying it to yourselves.
That's right.
With the intentions, with the dedication of changing oneself.
That's right.
Time sheet. Towards God. Time sheet.
And a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband.
And it be hid from the eyes of her husband, which means you went around, you slept around, and the husband don't know yet you slept around.
And be kept close. And she be defiled. And there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the man. Sneakily. And the spirit of jealousy come upon them.
Again, jealousy just does not denote love. When a woman gets jealous, it does not show that you love the man. It shows and it denotes possessiveness. That's what it denotes.
Yeah,
it denotes possessiveness.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
None of our mothers did that.
Talk about it.
Sarah could not bear.
Talk about it.
Sarah could not have a child. So she looked, said, Abraham, come on here. I got something for you, Abraham. I got some new tum for you. Hey, won't you go into my handmaid here? Maybe I can have a seed by her. Abraham went into her. She conceived. Oh, what you said, brother?
Selfless.
Sarah was selfless.
That's a fact.
Rebecca, selfless.
That's a fact.
Leah and Rachel, selfless. Which means they did not think about themselves. They thought about the desires of their husbands.
Right.
There you go. I said they thought about the desires of their husbands.
That's where your desire is.
There you go. See, why do you think God told Eve? He said, your desire shall be to who? To your husband. So the woman's desire, the woman, if
any desire is good.
Listen here, man. Y'all we not getting it.
We ain't getting it.
Men and women, y'all not getting it. I'm going too deep for you. A lot of y'all getting angry too.
Yeah, talk about
The men, don't get angry at me. Don't get angry. I said, don't get angry at me. I'm only spitting the word of God. So when God said, he said, Eve, your desire shall be to your husband. Woman, your job is to seek out his desire.
Speak it, man.
See what pleases him.
Speak it, brother.
See what he wants. And give it to him.
Right.
You know why I say that? What Jezebel did was wrong.
Yeah.
But she moved, but her intentions was pure. Her intentions was right. Why? Because she seen her husband down. So she went and she wanted to please him.
She wanted to please him.
She said, why art thou being the king? Walking like, why you like this?
Yeah.
He said, I wanted the vineyard, and Naboth wouldn't give it to me. She said, that's all you want, Ish? That's all? That's all you want, Ish? I got you, Ish.
I got you.
I'm going to go get that vineyard for you, Ish.
She had nothing against Naboth.
She had
no hatred against him.
But she went and hired worthless men. She was wrong for it.
Right.
But her intentions
man.
to desire, to appease the desires of her husband was righteous, pure.
Yeah.
Now we're going to learn what is a woman's job. Now we're going to learn what a man's job is. Okay? Don't think I'm telling you this to come. Listen, it's in the book.
Talk that, bro.
It's in the book.
Stop fighting it.
Don't fight it. Relax. Let it go.
Talk that, bro.
Let that nigga go. I said, let the niggerism go.
Talk that, bro.
That's what it is.
We refuse to let the niggerism go.
That's right.
We are niggas by nature.
By nature, nigga.
Hedonistic mentality, man. You can't serve God. I say you can't serve God with that hedonistic mentality, man. You ain't gonna hear nobody spit like this.
Fact.
You know why? Because I'm gonna spit the truth. And I'm gonna tell you what it says in the book, and I'm gonna stand on it. Regardless if you get angry, you get angry. I don't care who get angry.
Facts.
Agree with God.
Facts.
Then you won't listen.
Facts.
Let's
talk
read.
that, man.
And the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
The spirit of jealousy come upon them.
And he be
There's
jealous.
no such thing as a woman getting jealous.
That's right.
It ain't supposed to be that.
Switch up.
Now everything's switched up. Women get jealous now.
And they move on.
Why? Because they have gotten possessive.
And they move on.
Huh?
Yeah, you noticed that?
Yeah.
They have gotten real
Man's jealousy don't
possessive.
matter no more. It's only the woman's jealousy.
You don't own me.
Tom C.
And she be defiled.
Okay.
And she be defiled.
Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest.
So now the man got to bring his wife to the priest.
And she shall bring her offering for her.
And she, and what?
She shall, and he
And
shall
he
bring her offering
shall
for
bring
her.
her offering for her.
The
Read.
10th part of an ephah.
The
of
10th part of
barley.
an ephah of barley.
He
What?
shall pour no oil upon it.
Don't put no oil
pour
upon it.
frankincense thereon.
Don't put frankincense thereon.
For it is an offering of jealousy.
It is an offering of jealousy. See, the frankincense is a different effect. The frankincense, the incense, is the burn for a sweet, soothing smell in the nose of God to pacify his anger.
Right.
We ain't trying to pacify God's anger because somebody done violated.
Yeah.
That's not going to, somebody done violated. That's why we got to be careful, man. Incense, listen to me, people. And I'm not talking off the side of my face, man.
Speak true.
Incense was only burnt during the sacrifices and the offerings of God.
Not in your home.
Not in your homes.
Not on your home. Only the
Please
priest, only
stop
the priest.
burning incense in your house.
Only the priest.
Frankincense and incense was only burnt during sacrifices and offerings of God.
Talk about it,
Remember
John.
that?
None of our forefathers burnt incense and frankincense. And
Remember
if they burnt it
David
and it wasn't dedicated to God,
They get burned.
somebody gonna die.
Talk about it, John.
David in the Bible.
Look, David and the Bible died because they offered up strange incense before God.
Talk about it, John.
Okay? Now, the incense wasn't brought to the spot that it was supposed to be. Remember, he killed you. He said, man, it's not going to be accepted.
Aaron's sons, yeah.
That's what made it strange.
Talk about
So
it.
anytime you burn incense and it ain't at the designated spot where that incense is supposed to be burned,
That doesn't
it's
exist.
strange.
That's right.
That place don't exist.
It's strange.
That's right.
And that place don't exist today.
That's right.
Stop it.
I said, we don't have that place today.
That's right.
Stop burning incense. Tom sheet.
For it is an offering of jealousy,
So it is an offering of jealousy.
an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to
Bringing
remembrance.
iniquity to remembrance. Read.
And the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel.
Okay, holy water. How do we get holy water?
Break it down.
The only way to get holy water, you need a holy altar.
Okay.
That's the only way you get holy water.
That's right.
You need the holy altar. Because anything that touched the altar is holy.
That's right.
They didn't have brooms in the temple.
That's right.
All that dust that was around the altar that gathered stayed there.
That's right.
Because that's the same dust that they used to put in that bitter water.
Yeah.
Everything in there was holy,
That's
even
right.
down to the dust.
That's right.
Tom sheet.
That's right.
And shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water.
Put it in the water.
And the priest shall set the
And the
woman
priest
before
shall
the
set
Lord,
the woman before God.
and uncover the woman's head.
Her hair was covered.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
I said her hair was covered.
Another custom of
Why? Another custom of godly woman.
That's right.
Which means when you're taken, let it be known.
When you're married,
When you're married, let it be known.
We know.
Married women covered their head.
That's right.
not
All
the
the
ring.
time.
Forget that ring.
Forget about the ring.
That's
Sun
right.
Forget about the ring. I
It's
see, you know how many Israelite women I see showing rings and wedding bands. When we didn't have rings, the wedding band is a what? It's a symbol of the sun god.
Yeah.
If you do your studies,
Got wedded under the band of the sun.
Wedding band was a symbolic symbol under the
It's
sun
sun
god.
worship, bro.
Sun worship.
Yeah.
We didn't have wedding bands
It's true.
to see, oh, this woman is married. No, you covered your head and you had certain attire how you dressed. Just like the virgins had a certain attire how they dressed. The widows had certain attire of how they dressed. And this is how you will be able to pick out and see, oh, she's married. Oh, she's a widow.
That's the king's daughter.
Oh, this is the virgin.
She's a whore.
She's a whore.
Yeah, talk about
Exactly.
Identification.
All according to how you dress.
Yeah,
It's different, man.
All according to how you dress.
so facts.
Time sheet.
And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord and uncover the woman's head and put the offering of memorial in her hand, which is the jealousy offering. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse, and the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman,
The priest shall charge her by oath. Wait a minute. She ain't said nothing.
No.
Which means I can charge you by oath by what I say. And if you don't disagree and you keep silence, it means you agree with it. And if you don't follow according to what I charged you by, you done broke the oath.
There you go.
So now what? You don't have to voice nothing.
No.
All you got to do is agree.
That's
State your claim.
right. Yeah.
Say something. That's why when people, when my father used to say certain things to me, I never kept silent. I said, Abba, I won't be able to make it at this time.
That's right.
Because if I would have kept silent, then I'm bounded and I agree by the time that he stated.
That's right.
And if I don't make it at the time that, to those terms, at the time that he stated,
You lied.
then I lied.
That's right.
I broke my oath.
That's right. Right.
Time sheet.
if no man had lain with thee,
If no man had lain with thee,
and thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another
and you ain't go aside with uncleanness to another,
instead of thy husband,
be
be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the
that
curse.
causeth the curse. Top sheet.
But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man hath lain with thee beside thine husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When the Lord doth make thy thigh to
The
rot,
thighs to rot,
and thy belly to
and your
swell.
bellies to swell.
And this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels, to make thy belly to swell and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, so be it.
So be it.
And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causeth the curse. And the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before the Lord, and offer it upon the altar. And the priest shall take a handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar, and afterward shall cause the woman to drink the water. Verse 27. And when he hath made her to drink the water,
when he had made her drink the water,
then it shall come to pass,
then it shall come to pass,
that if she be defiled,
if she be defiled,
and have done trespass,
and had done trespass against her husband,
that the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her,
the water shall enter into her,
and become bitter,
and become
and
bitter,
her belly shall
and
swell,
her belly shall
and her
swell,
thighs shall
and her
rot,
thighs shall rot.
and the woman shall be a curse among her people.
You see that? How in the world can water do that to you? That water was commanded by God. The procedure that they went through, the oath, the dust over. Listen, man, listen. Man, listen. This is heavy, man. You can't get around it. This is heavy, man. And a lot of us lucky that we not back in those days. Because you ain't gonna get away with nothing. Most of us would have been dead already. So hard-headed and stiff-necked that we refuse to change our ways before God. We stubborn, man. We stubborn.
You would die with your opinion.
Why are we so stubborn? When you come to serve God, and when you come towards these laws, you gotta break yourself.
That's right. Say it again, bro.
From those heathenistic ways,
Yeah.
heathenistic heathenistic thinking,
American way of
American
thinking.
ways, American
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
your mannerism, your behavior gotta change when you come to serve God. That's why sometimes when you say and do certain things, I look at you.
Yeah.
You haven't changed.
There
Talk
you
about
go.
it, bro.
Don't you know our forefathers didn't move that way?
Talk about it, bro.
Then you gotta ask them the question: what are you? What are you?
Talk about it, bro.
I'm not gonna tell you who you is. You gotta tell me who you are. I'm not putting that hang up on you. You tell me who you are.
Facts.
And by what you tell me, I'm gonna tell you to live according to what you say.
Facts.
Okay. There you go.
Talk about
I'm a
it.
Hebrew.
Yeah. Say it again, bro.
I said I'm a Hebrew.
Yeah.
And I read this book to learn about the ways of God, the ways that God accepts. I read this book to learn the habits
Yeah.
and the path for my forefathers,
Yeah.
to apply it to myself,
Yeah.
to get God's attention towards me, to look at me with some type of pity and mercy,
No.
to get some type of regard from God.
Talk about it, bro.
Because guess what? We talk that junk. We talk a lot of junk. Oh, I'm going to serve God. Bah, bah, bah. But as soon as something happens that you don't like, the laws and the ways of God go out the window.
Yeah.
And you continue to maintain that American thinking, that American mentality.
That's true.
Yeah.
Check yourself. You gotta check yourself.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Nope.
Right.
Sarah didn't move that way. Nope. Our fathers didn't move that way. No. I never read where our fathers did this. I never read where the mothers did this in that book. No. I'm not gonna stress my man out with that.
Yeah.
No. Don't justify your feelings. Learn to control your emotions. Learn to control your senses.
Yeah.
I see it. Don't stop seeing it.
Okay? Because the eye gonna continue to see. Sometimes you see things that's good. Sometimes you see things that's not good. But you gotta control it.
That's right.
Sometimes you're gonna hear things that's good. Sometimes you're gonna hear things that's not good. You gotta control yourself and know what to get angry at and what not to get angry at. Learn what to stir. Listen, man.
Know your place.
Take your time.
Listen, man.
Talk about it.
Listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. I'm climbing and I'm going in a way and I'm moving in a way with God that, listen,
People don't think about me.
the normal men and the normal woman ain't ready for.
Yeah. Talk about it,
You
bro.
ain't ready. You ain't ready, man. Because I'm putting myself in the zone where everything about me. I ain't gonna say I'm sitting here and I'm perfect. No, I ain't perfect.
Break it down.
But guess what? I got the mentality and I got the mindset.
You stop.
I'm striving and I got the mindset to turn my ways completely around towards these godly men in the book.
Yeah.
So that's where everybody's mindset's supposed to be.
That's right.
So when I remind you that what you said wasn't godly, and Abraham and Sarah didn't say that, wouldn't move that way, acknowledge it, consider it, and say, man, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Don't get angry.
All facts.
Rule your spirit.
Rule it. Yeah.
God said you could rule it.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Sheep.
And if the woman be not defiled,
And if the woman be not defiled,
but be clean,
then
she shall be free,
she shall be free
and shall conceive seed.
and conceive, get pregnant. Tom Sheep.
This is the law of jealousy.
This is the law of jealousy.
When the wife goes aside to
When the
another,
wife goes aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled. Or
when the spirit of jealousy
when the
cometh upon
spirit
him,
of jealousy come upon him
and he be-
again. I never read where the woman gets jealous. Again, jealousy does not denote love. Jealousy denotes possessiveness. That's what it denotes. Possessiveness. Why you think God get jealous over Israel? Because he said, God looked at Israel, he said, you are my possessions. I took you to me.
I redeemed you.
I redeemed you out of Egypt. And I took the nation to myself. And as I took you guys to myself, I told you guys what I like. Huh? I ain't going into the commandments. God looked at us and said what I like and what I don't like. I said, God looked at the nation and told the nation, yo, I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this. We got to learn the likes and dislikes of God.
That's right.
The wife got to learn the likes and dislikes of her husband.
Of a mom.
The children got to learn the likes and dislikes of their parents.
Yeah.
Stop playing, man. We got a place, and we need to stay in our place and stop coming out of your place, man.
Yeah.
That's levels. That's the level. Tom Sheep.
Or when the spirit of jealousy comes
Or when the
upon
spirit
him,
of jealousy come upon him,
and he be jealous over his
and
wife,
he be jealous over his wife,
and shall set the woman before the Lord, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity.
He said, then the man be guiltless from iniquity. Wait a minute. Y'all don't hear this? Why is the man guiltless from his iniquity? You know why? Because he accused her. And he said, man, the spirit of jealousy came upon me, and I'm looking at my wife like you done slept around, but she ain't sleep around. She ain't did nothing. She ain't did nothing. So now I messed up. You think it's good to accuse? That's not a light thing.
No.
That's not a light thing to accuse someone of something that they did not do.
It's not light. It's not light.
Or to feel. All because of how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what a feeling is? I said, you know what the feeling is? Your feeling is the intuition. Huh? Intuition. What stirred up inside you and made you think, oh, he's doing this or she's doing that. And then you act upon it.
Talk about it, bro.
Because you could be wrong too, exactly.
Yeah.
Tom Sheep. Then shall the man be guiltless from iniquity, and this woman shall bear her iniquity, and shall bear her iniquity. Let's go to Exodus 20. Exodus 20. Tom Sheep. You got it? When you get it, start it
Exodus chapter 20. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
God spake all these words, saying. These are God's words.
Yeah.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy came directly out the mouth of God.
That's right.
So when we talk against the laws of God, you're talking against God.
That's
You're
right.
not talking against me. These are not my laws. These are holy laws that God has prescribed for man to live by.
That's right.
This is how God wants us to be.
That's right.
This is how God would like us to be.
Yeah.
This is the only way to gain the attention of God.
Yeah.
By living according to these laws, commandments, and statutes.
Yeah.
And when we go aside from God's law, he despises us.
Yeah.
When we go aside from the things that he likes, he despises us.
Yeah.
He hates us.
Talk about it, bro.
We can't be God's people.
Talk about it.
There's no way you're God's people. Because being black doesn't denote that you're Israel.
Oh, say it again.
I said being black See, Israelites has made this thing here a color thing.
Oh, say it again.
All black people is Israel. No, we're not.
No.
Michael Jordan ain't Israel.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan served gods of wood and stone. I don't know what's his nativity. The only way I can see who Israel is by how you live.
Walk it.
Right.
You got to walk this way of life.
Yeah.
You know why? It had reached to that point because we've been mingled up.
That's right.
Mingled and mingled and mingled and mingled and mingled. There's no pure seed of nothing.
That's right.
Get over there.
Live this, and I can tell you, look,
The legs don't be-
show me how you live,
I tell you,
and I'll tell you who you are.
that's
That's
right.
I said, show me how you live, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Know who said that? My father.
Father.
Father. That man.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah.
Show me how you live, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Look, I can even tell you who you are by the way you speak.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
I can even tell you who you are by what you agree with.
That's right.
I can tell you who you are just by what you disagree with.
That's right.
Sometimes your mannerism give you off.
That's right.
Body behavior.
That's right.
That's right. Talk about it, bro.
Time sheet.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God.
I am the Lord thy
which
God,
I brought thee out of the land,
which had brought thee out the land of Egypt,
out of the house of
out of
bondage.
the house of bondage.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. How do you have other gods?
Uh-oh.
It means to go after. Okay? To go after means subsequent to. You know what subsequent to means? It means to have the same view of.
Think the same way.
You think the same. You look at the situation as the same. You look at the situation the same as Mary Lou.
No difference.
Your name is Rebecca.
No difference.
Why is Rebecca and Mary Lou looking at the situation the same way? Why?
Why is that mannerism the same?
Okay? To be in accord with, to be in agreement with, to resemble.
Look like.
To resemble means to look like. They confused Moses to be, they thought Moses was an Egyptian. Just because of how he dressed. So if you're dressed like an Egyptian, you're an Egyptian.
Whatever you do.
That's why it's very important to dress like a Hebrew. That's why it's very important to dress like a Hebrew.
Yeah.
So that we look, man.
Look different.
Look, man. We're not supposed to be looking the same.
Right.
Why do you look the same like them? The only reason why I knew that you was an Israelite is because you had a few strings hanging off the side.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
A few strings hanging off the side. And I barely could see that.
Yeah.
I said, I barely can see that. And that's not being worn right.
Okay.
Right.
According to law, the law says to put the fringes upon the four corners of your vesture.
Yeah.
Why do Israel continue to put fringes on with no corners?
Okay.
Facts.
Why?
Talk about it. Facts.
Yeah.
Talk about
Why
it.
we keep doing these things, man?
Right.
We got to be perfect with God.
That's right.
So when you put your fringes on, and don't take nothing to get a scissors and split your sides and put them on corners like God said.
My
Right.
fancy clothes.
Facts.
Like God said, man.
Nah, my fancy clothes.
Tom sheet. Now hold up.
Not on my lapel.
Characteristics. Okay? What is the characteristics?
Uh-oh.
Mental and ethical traits. Ethical traits are attributes that defines the personality of someone who always follows strict moral principles. So by following the laws and the commandments and statutes of God, you're going to change. Your train of thought supposed to change. I say your train of thought supposed to change. Your character supposed to change. Everything about you supposed to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything about you supposed to change. But when I don't see no changes, and when I see you still thinking the same,
Yeah.
then guess what? The laws that you're doing is not having an effect on you. It's not having an effect on you. See, this is what we got to realize. What had a positive effect on our forefathers? It don't have a positive effect on us today.
Sad, man.
It don't.
It's not automatic.
Sad.
It ain't automatic no more.
Sad, man.
It's not, man. That's why I keep saying we are in a bad situation today, man.
Talk about it, bro.
And we're not looking at it as if we're in a bad situation, and we continue to live our lives like we good.
Yeah, right.
No, you're not good.
No.
We not good, man.
No.
We not good, man.
No. Die tonight going to the pit.
We not good, man.
Talk about it, bro.
We gotta get better with God, man. I said we gotta get better with God.
Yeah, I definitely do, brother. Talk
We
that.
got to, man.
Talk that.
And you know when you're gonna realize it? When it's too late. When you're sitting and when you hear this, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, with tubes everywhere.
Yeah.
Next thing, beep, flatline.
Yeah.
Now you on the other side,
Yeah.
seeing only God knows what. Because it's another world on the other side.
Right.
Don't listen to these people like it's over.
That's right.
It just started.
That's right. Just started.
I said the party just started.
Yeah. Talk that. Yeah. Yeah. Talk that. Talk that.
My father had a dream. Right? Say he was on the bus.
Oh. Wow.
He was on the bus. The goon was driving the bus with a big hood. You couldn't see his face. He's driving. But he's going down the chute, different levels. So before he got before he passed that, he stopped. And he called the person's name. He said, get off the bus.
It's dark outside.
He said, it's dark outside, man. I can't see. He said, get off the bus.
I'm telling you one more time.
Telling you one more
The
time.
last chance.
You don't want to go where that bus is taking you. Look, man, the underworld is something else, man.
Spirit.
It's a different realm, it's a different spirit, man. It's different things.
We live in-
Look, man, another dream. And these are dreams that my father had that I remember to strengthen me.
That's right.
He said he was in the dream. He was in the stadium. In the middle of the stadium is a big pulpit. He said, when I looked up, he said, all you see was a red dot. Blackness, red dot with a hoodie.
2 red dots.
The guy up top, the thing on top, person on top calls the person name. The people come down from the bleachers. The goon grabbed the people that come down from the bleachers, pick them up, and throw them down the pit. Fire, right? Then they go, call another name. They grab them. My father said he didn't hear the name. Throw them down the pit. So my father went to the person. He said, why are you doing this to the people? You know what he answered him and said? Thus shall it be done to all those that die in their sin.
And then I woke up.
And then he woke up. He said, man,
Yeah.
that message is for me. We cannot die in our iniquities.
That's right.
Be careful, man.
That's right.
Don't believe this fairy tale that these Israelites is talking like when you die is over. No. You got to pay for your faults.
That's right.
Don't you think you got to pay for your iniquities?
That's right.
Don't you think something got to be done to you for your violation of God's law?
It's a reaction.
There's a reaction. There's something going on. I can't tell you. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to tell you. It doesn't end.
It just started.
It just started. So sit there and keep thinking. You know why we think that? I said, you know why we think that? Because you're determined, your destiny, that's where your destiny is
God
going.
don't want you to wake up.
God don't want you to acknowledge your fault.
Sad.
He wants you to remain in the same path that you're going.
That's right.
That's why you won't acknowledge it.
It's sad.
That's why you won't acknowledge.
Yeah.
Walk upright before God before you
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
I said, walk upright before God before you die.
Yeah.
That's the mission.
Yeah.
Don't wait till it's too late. Stop waiting till you're going to the hospital. Stop waiting till you go in jail.
Talk about
Stop
it.
waiting till you why we got to go to these places to acknowledge our fault before God.
Right.
Why? Why? Let's read.
Talk about it.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything. A graven image, you know what a graven image? A graven image is anything that is sculpted or carved. Okay? So why do we continue to have graven images?
It's a line.
If God said don't have graven images, I'm going to stay in the English. A graven image is an image that's carved out of wood.
That's right. Stone.
But God said we shouldn't have a graven image. And then Israelites say you can have it as long as you don't worship. We add on to the word of God.
Yeah.
Backwards.
I don't want no graven images in my house.
Talk about it.
Thank you.
Nah.
Lemonade.
I'd rather not have it than to have it and violate it.
That's right.
I said I'd rather not have it
That's
than
right.
to have it and violate. You know why? There's no man living. There's no man living today that is inspired by God that can get the answer from God.
Okay.
So being that we don't have nobody inspired today to get the answer from God, then we need to read the book
Go
and
by it.
do according to what it says
That's right.
to remain safe
That's right.
so that I could be on the safe side with God. This is how we got to look at this. Guess what? I don't need nobody to tell me nothing.
Say it again, brother.
I got the book and I read and I see what it says.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you got to learn this to learn the law. You got to know this right here. That's why you can't have it. Man, shut up. You can't have it. Man, be quiet, man. The book is simple.
Talk about it.
A man with wooden eyeglasses can see it.
Okay.
You don't complicate the laws of God. Don't complicate the laws of God.
That's a shame.
Don't complicate it, man. Do what it says, man.
Right.
Do what it says.
Right.
And remain on the safe side with God.
Right.
That's it. I ain't complicating nothing, man.
That's right.
I gotta be safe. That's why people complicate it so much. You got Israelites thinking they could ball them head.
Talk about it, bro.
There's no man's head supposed to be that clean.
Talk about it, bro. Speak on it. Speak on it, bro.
Listen, brother, that cobalt is fitting really nice and fitted on your head.
You see your skin color through your skull cap.
Come on, man.
Talk about it.
That's not Israel.
Yeah, talk about
If you got a Jefferson, rock that Jefferson with pride.
Okay.
it.
That's right.
I said rock the Jefferson with pride.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alicia was going bald.
Okay.
He didn't bald himself. He was going
Right.
bald
That's right.
naturally.
On his own.
And it was such a weird thing that children
That's
Right.
teased him.
Tease them.
nobody's
Right.
walking around with a boy.
Nobody get teased today for being bald because it's a
No.
natural thing.
We get teased.
We bald our heads and grow our beard because we want to. We want to look like Rick Ross
Muslims.
and Sunni Muslims. But you know, when you cut the sides,
Sideburns.
when you cut the sideburns, do your studies. You do what? What's it again?
To, A-L-L-A.
Oh, it's an honor of the Muslim God. So anytime Israelites cut the sideburns, it's an honor of the Muslim God. Do your studies.
Uh-oh.
Stop cutting your sideburns, Israel.
Eyebrows.
Why you think you have Jews? They leave the side lock here and the curl. It's a reason why they got that there. They ain't stupid. There's a reason why they got that side curls there.
Uh-oh.
They still cut their hair and they mess up, but the reason why they have the side curls there. But Israelites cut their sideburns,
Facts.
not knowing what it denotes.
Serve another God.
When you shave your eyebrows,
Uh-oh.
it's what? It's an Egyptian custom
That's right.
Okay.
in honor of
A-N-U-B-I.
a deity,
That's right.
The dog of the dead.
That's right.
dog of the dead.
That's right, brother.
But we don't study, man. We don't study. We don't read. We don't study. We just continue to live according and do the things that the heathens do,
Yeah.
and we want God to accept us.
Yeah.
Don't work like that.
Oh, he's a loving God. Yeah, he's a loving God. He's a kind God. He's a compassionate God. He also will hate your butt too.
Right.
He also will despise you too. Time sheet.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
That's in the heaven above.
That is in the earth beneath.
That's in the earth beneath.
That is in the water under the earth.
That is in the waters under the earth. Time sheet.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Uh-oh.
Tistakawe. Tistakawe means to prostrate. Okay? To prostrate is when you go flat face on the ground. Y'all remember Moses' wife?
Mhm.
Moses forgot to circumcise his son. God was going to kill Moses for not circumcising his son. And his wife circumcised his son for him. And in the book, it says she took the foreskin and cast it at his feet, threw it at him. In the Hebrew word for cast it don't say that. She never threw the foreskin at him.
No.
Because those was Hebrew. Come on. You know what the Hebrew word says? The Hebrew word says that she reached or she approached his feet, which means she prostrated herself and reached for his feet and said what she had to say. She said it in humility.
Yeah.
So you can say certain things and get away with it, but when you're humble about it,
That's right. Talk about it.
when you're humble about it,
Right.
when you show some type of humility,
Yeah.
you know, women can run things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I said women can run things being kind and soft and compassionate. You know why? You know why?
Right.
Because before a man make a move, you know who I'm calling first? I'm gonna call my wife. Hey, baby, what you think about this?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, what you think about this? Baby, what you think about this? This is. Look, the woman end up running behind the scenes.
Okay.
I said the woman end up running it from behind the scenes. All because of her being humble and meek and submissive.
That's how she's able to desire her.
That's how the woman end up running it.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
So, but when you become a tyrant,
And just-
Hey.
you
You
can't
gotta
go
go
head
back
to
to
head.
your place now.
You can't go head to head.
That's right.
so now let's go into this now. Worship. You know what worship is? Worship is an extreme form of love for God.
Uh-oh.
Right? It's a type of unquestioning devotion to God so much that you don't question what you read. You so devoted to God that whatever you read, you agree with it.
You believe it.
You believe it and you agree with it.
Okay.
That's right.
Time sheet.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Thou
nor
shalt
serve
not
them.
bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Nor serve means to comply to the commands and demands of. To comply to the commands and demands of. Time sheet.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Uh-oh, there go that word jealous again.
Okay.
I gotta repeat it again. My sister Tara them bang me over my head with it. Jealousy does not denote love.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Jealousy denotes possessiveness.
Yeah.
That's what it denotes.
That's right.
And that's why God was able to be jealous.
Uh-huh.
Jealous is what? Intolerant of unfaithfulness.
Yeah.
The Most High demands from those whom he loved and redeemed out of Egypt utter and absolute loyalty,
Uh-oh.
No tolerance for unfaithfulness.
and will vindicate his claim by stern actions against them if they betray God. By going against his laws, it shows unfaithfulness. So if we can't be faithful to God, you can't be faithful to nobody.
It's your
Nobody.
right. That's right.
It's a fact.
You don't even know God.
All facts.
So I would just say,
You can't show faithful between each other. How you gonna be faithful with God?
That's
we
right.
can't love each other.
We can't love each other. How you gonna love a God that you don't see? You don't even know him.
That's right.
How? You see me every day.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
My stomach is in my back.
Talk about it. Bro.
I'm hungry.
Talk
I'm
about it.
starving. You see I'm in need, but you want me to suck your thumb.
For real.
Yeah.
Man.
You see I need, but you want me to suck your thumb.
Talk about it, bro.
Go see me.
I told one brother I was in need. I don't know why I did that. The brother changed his number on me. I said the brother changed his number on me. I said, man. I said, all I did was say, I'm in need. I need it. And you got it to give. You got it to give. God said, open your hands wide, give him sufficient for his needs.
That's a command too.
I wish I had it where I can give everybody.
I know you would.
Because I'm not a selfish person. I'm a liberal person.
Yeah.
If I got it, I get it.
Yes, you are.
Everybody.
Get it. Everybody got it. Oh, you need that? I'll give you more than what love. Here, take it. Here, you can have it. Here.
Yeah.
That's how we gotta be with each other, man. Tom Sheep.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers. Paquad means to visit. It means to remember. It means to command. God said you keep it up. He said, I'm going to command your sins to visit this innocent baby. This is why we have the born babies. This is why we had SPAD, PAD, all these alphabets, ADHD, HIBC, ZD, all these, the child is diagnosed with all this foolishness. All because of your iniquities that God is visiting upon this child. We ain't supposed to have, listen.
Child having a heart attack at 2 years old.
The children becomes the Down syndrome and all that. And I know we have them in Israel too, man. But it's from iniquities. We have them now in Israel.
Yeah.
Where parents have children that's autistic.
Yeah.
But that's God visiting their iniquities.
Right.
You know what that is? That's not only the father's sins.
No.
That's his grandfather's sins. That's his great-great-grandfather's sins. You see the... Look, man, we think it's a game when God said, I will visit the sins of the fathers upon the children. Generation. Third, there you go. Third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So you know what's riding upon this kid. But you can stop this. I said we can stop this. I said we all can stop this. Man. Walk upright with God. Prepare to preach. Say God don't visit the sins of the fathers upon this innocent baby.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
We don't think like that, man.
That's right. Talk about it, brother.
We ain't thinking like that, man.
Talk about it, brother.
What is wrong with us, yo?
It is not normal.
What's wrong with us?
It is not normal.
Yeah.
It's not a normal thing.
Let's read.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Of them that hate me. In the Hebrew it says, lesonai, means my enemies.
Nice. Right.
You know we are enemies of God.
Talk about it. How?
You know we become enemies of God when we go against his laws.
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Automatically. Stop walking out your house with burdens.
Uh-oh.
Jeremiah 17 said you should not exit your house with a burden. A burden is anything that is carried.
Talk about it, bro.
I was at the camp. Look. God said, everybody must rest.
Right.
The servants, the maid servants, and the men servants. Right? The job of the men servants and the maid servants is to serve you.
Yeah.
So if the job of the men servants and the maid servants is to serve you, why do I serve you? If I serve you, that's work. On God's day, and you profane the day. You want water, go get your own water.
That's right.
You want something to drink, go get your own drink. We don't look at the law like that. We say, oh, it don't mean that way. Oh, he's going too far. Guess what? We gotta go far.
You have to. You better.
We gotta go all the way. You know why we gotta go all the way? You know why we gotta go all the way? Moses ain't here to explain it.
God left us on our own.
I said, what you said, brother?
God left us on our own.
Oh my goodness. Say that louder.
God left us on our
The
own.
brother said, God left us on our own to fend for ourselves. He didn't leave no prophets here to explain nothing. He didn't leave no priests here to explain nothing. He gave us the book. He said, fend for yourself. Now I deal with you according to how you live.
Yeah.
You got to show your determination for God first. In order for God to open your eyes towards these laws, commandments, and statutes.
That's right.
We got to show interest first.
Right.
Show your interest.
That's right, brother.
Improve to be interested in the things that God said, so that God can show interest in you. This is serious, man. This is serious, man. It ain't no joke, man. It's not no joke. It's not no joke, man. It's not a game. It's not a game, man. It really ain't a game. It's not a game, man. Let's read.
And showing mercy.
And showing mercy.
To thousands
This
of
is
them.
mercy is one of the characteristics of God. The word mercy, chesed, mercy means compassion, forgiveness, shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. So we got to be merciful. I said we got to be merciful with each other. Because why do I want mercy from God, but I can't give mercy and show mercy to someone else? Why I can't be merciful to this person and say, well, you know what, man? You're supposed to die.
Usually I would.
Usually for this violation, I will kill you. Usually for this violation, I'll come see you. But guess what? We serve the same God. Yo, man.
Talk about it, bro.
This is the mentality we got to have, Daya.
That's a fact.
Look, man, I want to take your head off, man. I don't like what you did, man. But you know what? We serve the same God. I'm not going to look. I mean, you know what? That's dead, man. I said, we serve the same God. Does that hold any weight?
Yeah, it's supposed to.
It's supposed to.
It's supposed to break. Yeah, it's supposed to.
It don't hold no weight, huh?
It's supposed to go.
It ain't got to hold no weight with you, man. It hold weight with me.
Oh, yeah.
I said it holds weight with me.
Everywhere.
Why? Because I want to gain. I want God. I'm trying to get God to look at me.
Maybe you could break through.
I'm trying to break through this barrier.
Right.
I'm trying. Hope God show me the way to deliver my soul from the snares of death.
That's what this is about.
Let's read.
Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me.
Uh-oh.
And keep my commandments.
God said, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Okay.
Stop telling me you love God and you sin.
Yeah, say
You
it
sin
again, brother.
presumptuous.
Say it again, brother.
I said, stop telling me you love God and you sin presumptuous.
Okay.
Okay? Sinning and sinning presumptuously is two different things.
Talk about it. Break it down.
Solomon said, what he said? There's no man that sinneth not. What? The right word? There's not a man on earth that sinneth not. Which means we're going to sin. But don't sin presumptuously. I said, don't sin presumptuously.
Yeah.
What is presumptuous iniquity?
I know it's wrong.
Presumptuous iniquity is when you know of something to be wrong and you still do it.
Yeah.
You still pursue it.
Yeah.
You still violate it.
Yeah.
Okay? Love is affection based on three things. I said love is based on three things.
Break it down.
Love is based on admiration.
Admiration.
Love is based on benevolence. Love is based on common interest.
Yeah.
Why am I in love with this wretch and we don't have the same interests? You know, I found myself in that rut talking about I love this woman and she don't love my God.
Yeah.
She don't love my God, man.
Yeah.
Why am I in love with her?
Yeah.
Where's my values at?
Talk about it, brother.
Where's my values at, man? She don't love your God. And she don't want nothing to do with your God. So why am I all head over heels for this woman?
Talk about it, brother.
Why, man? Why?
Speak on it.
What is benevolence?
Mhm.
Benevolence is disposition to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Disposition is the positive. I said disposition is the positive or negative way a person views the world.
Positive and negative way.
There's a positive and negative way to view the world and everything else in life. Your character is determined by your inner morals. Your character is determined by your values. That determines your character. Your inner moral values goes according to your beliefs. What you accept, what you don't accept, what you hate, what you don't hate, what you love, what you don't. Look. Goes according to your beliefs that you use to analyze your opinions. Woo. So according to your beliefs is how you analyze your opinions, how you analyze situations and thoughts, then decide what's the right or appropriate way. Then you go by that. What is the right appropriate way? According to what God said. What God said is the right way. Okay? Your personality reflects who you are as an individual. Okay? Tamshi.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Okay? In Amos 5 or 6, it said, hold your tongue. Hold your tongue.
Stop and say it.
Hold it.
For we should not make mention of the name of the Lord.
Why, man? Why?
So why do we continue to mention God's name?
Why, man?
Why do we continue to mention God's name? Amos 5 said, hold your tongue, for we should not make mention of the name of God.
Talk about it, man.
That was the prophet.
Yeah, talk about it.
That was the prophet of God.
Talk about it, man.
But we continue to mention the name of God. Tom sheet.
For the Lord will not hold them guiltless that take it his name in vain.
Let's read.
Remember the Sabbath day
Remember the Shabbat day.
to keep it holy.
Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. I said, remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy, sanctified. Okay? Now, how do you keep the Shabbat day holy? Okay? There's rules to keeping the Shabbat day holy.
Set apart.
Okay? Which means what? Now, I'm looking for a paper here. Okay. There's rules to keeping the Shabbat day holy. In Isaiah 58, it says you should not. What's the word? You shouldn't talk about matters. He said, refrain your foot refrain, Isaiah 58:13. He said, if you refrain your foot from wait, let's go to 58, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. You stay where you at. Stay where you at. I'm gonna go to 58 right now. Isaiah 58, verse 13. Right? Because the book teaches us how to observe the day. We can't formulate in our mind about how we feel and what we think we can do or cannot do. The book tells us what we do, what we could do. Isaiah 58 verse 13 states, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure, your pleasure, what I want to do, right, on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, right? And shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. In the Hebrew it says, nor speaking of matters. So there are certain things that does not should not be talked about on God's day.
That's right.
We shouldn't be up here talking about Trump and Kamala Harris.
That's right.
We shouldn't be up here talking about things that has nothing to do with this book. Because when we talk about things that has nothing to do with the book, then we profane the day. There was a man gathering sticks. A man got caught gathering sticks. He didn't kindle a fire, and they put him to death. Why? Because of the action. Gather. They gather. So to gather anything is work. The book said that. I didn't say that. The book said it. He didn't kindle it. They say, well, they killed him because his intention was to kindle a fire.
God don't kill you.
God don't kill you for your intentions.
That's right.
God kill you for what you did
That's
and what
right.
you didn't do.
That's right.
Okay? Let's stick to the book. He got caught gathering sticks. They took him, strung him up, and locked him up. God said, listen, man, this guy here ought to be put to death. I bet you nobody else got caught gathering. No more. Exodus chapter 16 said, during the manna, when it speaks about the manna, he said, prepare that you should prepare on the 6th day. The word for prepare in the Hebrew is hekinu. Hekinu means to prepare, arrange, or to set up, which means what? Whatever has to be prepared, prepare it on the 6th day. Whatever has to be arranged, arrange it on the 6th day. We should not be arranging chairs on the Shabbat day. We should not be arranging and setting up tables on the Shabbat day. Why? Because you profane the day. So I don't take chairs from inside the camp where I congregate and carry it outside, sit down on it. We got brothers that take chairs outside, kick drums and set up drums. That's work, man. That's work. That's work. If you don't think it's work, then keep doing it. You go ahead and keep doing it. Don't ask me to carry nothing back inside. I'm not carrying nothing. I keep this as strict as possible. I said, I keep this as strict as possible. Again, Moses is not here to explain nothing to us. Nothing. See, I can't talk like this in every camp. Because you got some camps that agree with it and some camps that don't agree with it. But guess what? Sometimes I go there and I let loose. Whether you want to agree or not. But I'm gonna let you know what it is. I said, I'm gonna let you know what it is. You want to disagree? Disagree. Tom sheet.
6 days shall thou labor.
6 days shall thou labor
And do all
thy work.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord.
The 7th day is the Sabbath to the Lord thy God.
In it, thou shalt not do.
Thou shalt not do any work.
Thou.
Thou.
Thy son.
Nor your son.
Thy daughter.
Nor your daughter.
Thy manservant.
Your manservant. Your maidservant. Your cattle.
Thy stranger.
Nor the stranger that is within thy gates. So nobody can come in your house and profane this day.
That's right.
Don't allow it.
Anybody that is in this house must follow the rules and the regulations of the Shabbat that God has ordained.
That's right.
We should not be serving each other because look, God said the maidservants and the menservants got to rest, which means they get a day off from serving you.
Right.
And if the menservants serve you, that will be profaning the Sabbath day.
Right.
So why do I continue to serve you? It's the same action. So I don't serve nobody. I said, I don't serve nobody.
That's right.
Why? Because I don't want to profane the day.
That's right.
Tom Sheep.
For in 6 days, the Lord made
Don't
heaven
you
and
think
earth.
certain things we should refrain from? Does a thought come in your mind to say, well, maybe I may be wrong?
Yeah.
Consider
Consider that, man.
Yeah.
I may be wrong before God. And I don't want God to write Shama has violated and profaned the Sabbath day. I don't need that.
Right.
I don't need nothing documented on my name. Yeah, everything we do in this life is documented by God.
Right. Right.
I said it's documented. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go ahead, Tom Sheet.
Verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea,
and all that in the midst.
And
Rested on the
seventh
day. Whoa, wait. God said, he said, for in 6 days. He said, the Lord made the heavens and the earth. He said, the sea and all that in the midst. He said, but I rested. I desist. I cease from work. I cease from creating on the 7th day. You know what that was, man? That creation was something else. There was no land. There was no sun. There was no moon. It was just darkness upon the face of the deep. Waters and the Spirit of God gliding and hovering over the face of the waters. It was only God. It was nothing else there. Nothing else existed. The earth was in silence.
God and darkness.
Do you know
God
that darkness is not regular darkness?
No.
That darkness is so dark, that is so thick, that is tangible. Scientists has found dark matter. They said this is this matter that was found in the beginning of times. See, the God that we serve, he leaves evidence back. He leaves traces and certain evidence back to prove his existence. To prove that I am God and I exist. The eternal one. The evidence is there, man. We just too stubborn to go to acknowledge. We just too stubborn to acknowledge. Let's read it.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and he hallowed it.
Verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Kabed means to honor, to glorify. So if we glorifying our parents, what am I doing talking to him about what Ema did?
Yeah.
Man, Ema did this. That's not glorifying your mother. Oh, Ema did this. That's not glorifying your father. Brother, don't come to me complaining about your parents, because that's not glorifying your parents. You know what honor is? To live up to, or fulfill the terms of, fulfill the conditions of, the terms and the conditions that your parents have set. That's honor.
Everybody has that.
That's honor. So, you know what else is honor? Your mother should be able to come to you. Look, last week, prime example. Last week, we playing trouble, playing the game. This is after Shabbat. So I went ahead of my turn. So my Emma took my hand and tossed it. Remember? Tossed it. And what? I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Emma. I ain't get mad. Why, Emma? Why you do my hand like that, man? You didn't have to do that. That's what you talking about. What are you talking about? My mother could take my hand and toss it, and I ain't gonna feel no way. That's my mother. She got that. I said my mother got the authority to do that, and she enforces and shows her authority. Because I'm a grown man, and my job is to pipe down. You ain't never grown with your parents, man. Never. You still my child. Will always be my child. You can't be. Come on now. Let's read.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the
Lord thy God giveth thee.
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not murder. Look, to the top. Don't take a life that don't take the life that's not justifiable by God. You can't go around taking lives and it ain't justified by God. Tom C.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Now, what is adultery? Adultery. Lo tin ah. Tin ah means adultery and fornicate. Now, you know where the word adultery came from? Adultery came from the word to adulterate. To adulterate means to corrupt, to make impure by the addition of foreign or inferior substance. So now, Adultery for a man is when he has sex with a married woman. And the man can be married. But in order for him to commit adultery, the woman has to be married to another man. But if he's married with a woman and he has sex with a woman that's not married, that's not adultery. God said it's not adultery. You fornicated and you still violated because she's not your wife. You don't die for that. And guess what? Guess what? I said, guess what? It ain't for you to correct me.
That's right.
You know why? You know why I say that? You know why? Now, listen. I'm gonna get a lot of flash behind this. You know why I said it ain't for the woman to correct him? Because look at Manasseh. King Manasseh served gods of wood and stone. King Manasseh went into demonology, astrology, and his wife, who was what? What's his wife's name? Who did? She didn't correct him. Solomon went into different things that he wasn't supposed to go into. His wife didn't correct him. Read through the book and see where the men went off at. The woman didn't really correct him. Certain instances you'll find where a woman would say certain things, certain situations. Right.
Yeah.
So now, adultery for a man is when he has sex with a married woman. Adultery for a woman is when she has sex with anybody besides her husband.
That's right.
Okay? Now, God didn't give us an explanation or a reason. But when you study and you go through certain ways, you'll see why. Anytime you change a man, you switch from man to man, the chemistry of the woman's body changes. I say you change the woman's body chemistry changes. Anytime something foreign enters your body, it alters your body chemistry. That's why when a woman is dealing with one man and her body become accustomed to his juices, when she switches and get another man, she starts to begin a foul odor down there. Because it's an inferior substance, a strange substance. It ain't my juices. The body is reacting to a foreign substance that has entered inside of her. Okay? That's why you had BV. You know what BV is? There you go. Say it again. Bacterial vaginosis. Okay? It can't go back to what it was before. That's why God said once you have divorced her, she gets remarried, she's profane for you. Woman retains and absorbs DNA from every man she sleeps with. Woman releases a hormone that causes them to pair bond. Men have that hormone also, but women have it more. Okay? When you have casual sex, it leads to a decrease in this neurochemical production and interferes with the woman pair bonding with a man because of repeated sexual encounters with multiple partners neutralizes the brain. When a female chooses to engage in casual sex, breaking bond after bond with each new sexual partner, the brain forms a new synaptic map of one-night stands. It get used to that. And it stays that way. When the individual later desires a permanent partner, the brain mapping will have to be overcome. Now you gotta rule it. You gotta smash that, making a permanent bond more difficult. It's gonna become hard and difficult to bond with this man because you done had so many men before.
Yeah.
Okay. Scientists found DNA in the brain of a woman during autopsy. Each man she encounters during sex, that man's DNA can be found in that woman, which will make it hard for that woman to be one with that man. That's why she becomes more stubborn and difficult to handle. Because you are already accustomed yourself to one man for so long. Now, when you have something else coming along, you are accustomed to one way. So now you start to analyze this man according to your past.
Yes, right.
Oxytocin is producing the. Let's continue reading.
Verse 15.
Verse
Thou
15.
shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not bear
Don't
false.
take none that don't belong to you. The reason why we steal is because we're selfish. And we steal because you covet. That's how you know when a person covets. To covet is a desire. You want what doesn't belong to you, so you go and take it. All you did was consider your desires, but you ain't consider that person. Tamshi.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
You should not answer as a false witness. You shouldn't have nothing to say. You wasn't there. You don't know what happened. You don't know what took place. So we need to keep our mouth shut. Tamshi.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
And I'm going to cut it right there. And with that, I hope I got what was bought. And I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom. And we'll be back tomorrow at 10:30. 10:30. Shabbat Shalom. Hope everybody got what was bought. Change our ways before God. And be holy.